Hey boys and girls, Mrs. Kiger here to talk to you about thermometers, which is a tool that scientists use to measure temperature. So what I have with me is I have hot water, I have room temperature water or from the faucet, so it's actually not room temperature, but it'll be a little bit colder. And then I have ice water. And if you have a thermometer at home, you can ask mom and dad if you can try this experiment. You definitely need help with the hot water because you don't want to hurt yourself or burn yourself, so be very careful. Okay, so if you notice the hot water, I don't even know, can you maybe see the steam coming off of it? I think you might be able to see that steam. Oh yeah, you can see the steam. I've got I said room temperature, but it's really out of the faucet, so it's going to be a little bit colder than room temperature. And then I've got my ice water. So a thermometer is used to measure how hot or how cold something is, like we saw in the book. Where the lizard was, it was hot, and where the penguin was, it was very cold. Now, when we read a thermometer, sometimes we see big ones like this. This would be what I use to measure outside. You've got to be careful. It says Fahrenheit and Celsius. You've got to make sure you're looking at the Fahrenheit. So, if I pull this out, and I know it might be kind of hard for you to see up there, and I don't want to get too much water on my computer, you can see where the red line is. And the room temperature water, or out of the faucet, is about 76 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So colder than your body temperature, okay? But 76, not too hot, not too cold, a little bit warmer than room temperature, okay? So taking a look at our ice water, and like I said, I'm gonna try not to make too much of a mess. You can kind of see real quick, I'm not gonna leave it there for too long. You see the red line, it's kind of fogging up. There we go, see where the red line is? Okay, the ice water is about 38 degrees. It's going to warm up when I take it out because it's hitting the air in here. Now, I didn't use one of these plastic thermometers in this hot water because I didn't want my plastic to melt. I also didn't use a plastic cup. So I have a thermometer that actually measures in Celsius. So I had to use my calculator to do the, to change it to Fahrenheit. So this one actually has gone down a little bit since I measured it. So this one was reading 80 degrees Celsius. It's dropped quite a bit, and it keeps dropping now that I'm holding on to it. But 80 degrees Celsius is about 176 degrees Fahrenheit. Water boils at 212 degrees. So this was almost boiling, okay? These two, this one was colder than our body temperature, but still rather warm. This one was, what did I say? I think I said it was like 38 degrees. Water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So I knew it couldn't be 32 degrees or lower, or this would be solid ice in here. It's not solid ice, I just have ice cubes. So thermometers are tools that scientists use to help us determine how hot or how cold something is. Maybe you have a thermometer that checks the temperature outside. Go see what today's temperature is and then compare it to tonight, or watch it a couple times through the day and see how the temperature outside changes. Or if you have a thermometer like this, or even a digital one like that you take your temperature with, if you feel like you're maybe getting sick, ask your parents first, because some of them you can't put in water, but some you can. And see if you can get some ice water and some water out of the faucet. Maybe leave a cup sitting on the counter and check the different temperatures. Feel them with your hand, but remember, that can only tell us if we think it's warm or cold, but the thermometer gives you the actual temperature. I hope you enjoyed.